Hey everybody, Fulcha Rash, welcome back to 365 Days of Irish Tenor Banjo Tunes. We're on day 89 today. Today's going to be a longer post, so it's Good Friday, so I've got the day off, and my family's actually away till probably supper time, so I thought, well, why not take advantage of the gorgeous day outside? I'll play a little bit outside at least, and we're going to try and go into something in a little bit more depth again. So, a few other things going on too that I wanted to just ramble about. I don't know who watches these things and who really cares if I ramble, but this is how I want to make them, and that's the way it goes. I was checking out Enda Simple's video he posted, would have been really early this morning, my time, I guess, and he was playing several different banjos, and he talked about this guy named the String Doctor, I think it was. And so I checked out his Facebook page, and pretty cool. He's got some really neat big long photo sets of restorations of different banjos he's done, and it kind of made me think to take a bit of a closer look at this one, just out of curiosity. I know I've kind of looked at it a little bit before. This is close to 100 years old. It was made in 1928 according to the serial number, and it's definitely got some war wounds, like the headstock in particular's got quite a few chips and cracks, and then some of the inlays kind of got some chips and things missing. But what I was noticing on his video was one person's buckle on their strap had done quite a number on the finish and stuff. And so I thought, I wonder how mine line up. And they're mostly this nice soft leather. And so this strap was my dad's, as was the banjo. So it's kind of sentimental. I'd like to keep using it. But what I have noticed is, I don't know if you can see that, but on the inside there's these two rivets. So either I'm going to have to cover them up or something, because right on that end of the banjo there, and you can see it's already, in the time I've been playing it, worn through the finish that's on there, which is some sort of, I don't know if this is shellac or it's very thick, it's kind of yellowy, and it's chipped off substantially. You can see on the back there a number of sort of cracks and chips and things in it. And I've also got a couple spots where there's little hairline cracks in the wood where the back is sort of separating away slightly from the rest of the banjo. And I definitely noticed that on the neck up here at the top where I played, since I've got it, it's worn down significantly. I mean, the funny part though is the binding, you can see, was quite yellowed, and then where my thumb rests, it's gone back to white, because I've obviously wiped off whatever was on there, and it looks like the finish was applied right over top of everything. So I kind of think that was done after its original, and one of the tuners has been replaced at one point, and then I've also had a couple accidents when we were on a little fiddle tour and I brought the banjo with me and the tuners actually popped out. So anyways, that's kind of a rambly bit about that. And I also had, I think you saw maybe in one video where the armrest had come loose and I had to sort of JB weld the little post back on where it goes. So I think there's a guy in Victoria called Old Town Instruments that's been recommended to me a number of times that I will try and look up. My sister lives in Victoria, and maybe at some point, it'll have to be after I'm done this because I can't be without the banjo for a single day. I will maybe bring it down there and see if I can get him to do some restoration work on it. I've done some minor restoration work on guitars, like reshaping frets and things like that, but I don't know if I'd want to mess around with something as old as this. Anyways, I was going through the book last night, all the songs, and I made a list in the table of contents of all the ones I've played, and I noticed a very recognizable trend. I have played almost half of the jigs in the book, and I have barely touched like 25% of the reels. The other categories are fairly small. Polkas, I guess there's a few in there, but I haven't really delved into either. But then things like mazurkas and slides and whatever I've barely touched as well. But it occurred to me that if I keep playing jigs as much as I seem to like to, I will have nothing but reels left to play when I'm getting towards the end of things. So we're going to do a bit of a focus back on reels for a while until we get things dialed in. And because I had time, I thought, well, why don't I play a reel that Enda Simple has done a sound slice for, like a Patreon thing. And the particular one I picked was called Sporting Paddy. It's number 261 in the Banjo Buddy's big book of 365 Irish tunes. By the way, if you're playing outside, get these things for your sheet music so the pages don't fly around like they're doing right now. So yeah, Sporting Paddy, it's a reel in A Dorian. And we're going to start off by playing the Banjo Buddy's version nice and slow. And then we're going to try sort of a simple ornamentation version that Enda had. And then if I'm feeling like things are going well, I will try a slightly more difficult one that he had. Now, this particular one, he has it on YouTube, actually, the entire video. It's like 22 minutes long. The amount of work this guy does and puts out there for free kind of blows my mind. But for this particular one, I really think it's worth joining his Patreon page where you get access to the sound slice. So basically, as he's playing along in the video, there's a little thing that goes over the notes and you can follow along. And I find that really, really useful when there's lots of triplets and there's chords. And it's like the whole video is about explaining when and why to add ornamentation into a tune. And there's so much ornamentation going on at some points that if I was just listening to it, there's no way I'm gaining anything out of that. So maybe that's why he offers it up for free, because you really need the music to sort of follow along. So, you know, it's not too expensive. And if you really want to work on improving your banjo, I would definitely consider adding that to your sort of box of tools. So yeah, we're going to do Sporting Paddy. I'll probably put the link for his YouTube thing on it. And we're going to start off with the Banjo Buddy's version, first time through, really nice and slow so people can follow along with the basic version. And then we will do Enda's simple ornamentation first, probably slow maybe at the first, and then we'll do a slightly faster version. And we'll see where we go from there. Anyways, I think, yeah, that's been 7 minutes of rambling along. So don't forget, although if you're here, it's too late, but at the bottom there's always, you can fast forward in the video. I always put the chunks of where the different bits are if you don't want to listen to me ramble and ramble and ramble. Anyways, so away we go with Sporting Paddy. Back around. I should have ended on the A if I was just doing it the once through. So yeah, pretty basic, pretty short tune, and let's see what we can do with a simple version of ornamentation to that. Okay, let's see if we can do a little practice and speed that up a bit. wasn't super fast. I've actually practiced it quite a long time now. Yeah, I kind of want to try the harder part just for the heck of it, but I don't think I'm going to get very good at it because I can't get very good at this piece. And it's mostly that last little rundown series that seems to be my problem. But anyways, we're going to give it a go at the slightly harder version, probably just slow. I doubt I'll pick up the pace, and we'll see how it goes. And then it keeps going with a bunch more chords. I had an earbud in to try and play along. That's why I was at empty spots, and then I'd pick it back up. Clearly, I am not ready for that. That's at 50%. Like, at anything slower, it's hard to follow along because it just seems stuttery. It doesn't help that my earbuds are messing up and they keep blinking in and out. But yeah, that is incredibly difficult. And this is a good way to do it, though. If you want to try and practice it, is to just, I put Enda's sound slice on and I just try and play along at 50%. And when you mess up, you can sort of pick back up into it again. So anyways, I'm going to post that part of things just for fun, so people can see that, yeah, no, I truly am a beginner. It's not like I'm some sort of intermediate or something who's trying to pretend to be a beginner. I am a beginner, and I'm really working hard at getting better, at least an hour a day. Today's been a longer day, obviously, because it's a day off. But that's it for today, and we will see you all tomorrow. Slán!